Channel Japan.
Welcome to Channel Japan. I'm Maki Arai. Starting this month, I'll be joining you as one of the hosts of this program.
And I'm Yasu Ota. As always, we will be bringing our viewers in Asia the hottest topics from Japan.
Every week, we bring you the freshest information right here from our studio in Tokyo. From the economy to culture and even food, if you want to know what's happening in Japan, this is where you'll find it. First up is Channel Japan Ranking, in which we rank the hottest products and services in the country. Today, our topic is something that's starting to pop up in many regions: food theme parks.
That's right. Food theme parks are where several restaurants and stores from various regions but that specialize in one type of dish or fare are gathered in one location. They allow people to sample and compare the tastes offered by different vendors.
This time we visited a food theme park that focuses on gyoza dumplings, a popular dish among the Japanese. So from the Gyoza Stadium, we bring you the top-selling dumplings. Have a look.
Channel Japan Ranking. Gyoza has long been among the most popular foods in Japan. A thin skin made of flour is wrapped around pork, vegetables, and other ingredients and fried. Gyoza is originally from China. In the 1700s, it was brought to Japan, and since then, it's grown to become a favorite of the Japanese. At some gyoza shops, people line up for hours. And there are even frozen gyoza that can be quickly served at home. What's more, regions across Japan have come up with their own variations. Gyoza is now a staple food of the masses. To learn how traditional gyoza is prepared, we visited a Chinese restaurant in Tokyo. The restaurant manager will show us how it's done. The necessary ingredients are flour, water, ground pork, garlic, green onions, leeks, and cabbage. First, he'll make the skin. Water is slowly added to the flour and mixed. Then the dough is kneaded and separated by hand into small pieces. They're rolled flat into 8-centimeter circles, and the skins are ready. Next, the stuffing. Finely chopped cabbage, leeks, garlic, and green onions are mixed with ground pork until the texture becomes sticky. The stuffing is then carefully wrapped in the skin in a crescent moon shape. All that's left to do is to fry them until they're slightly browned, crispy on the outside and juicy on the inside. This is your typical Japanese gyoza. In 2002, a facility was opened that brings together gyoza shops from all over Japan. This is Japan's first gyoza theme park, called the Ikebukuro Gyoza Stadium. It is located in Toshima Ward, Tokyo. There's an entry fee of about $4. The spacious interior is made to resemble the streets of Japan in the 1950s. About 21 million people have come here since it opened. There are 11 popular gyoza shops from the north to the south of Japan. Customers can try out over 100 different types of gyoza from various regions. This time, we asked the customers at the Gyoza Stadium to vote for their favorite gyoza. At number 5, Miyoshi from Osaka. Spicy miso gyoza. The stuffing contains ground pork and cabbage, as well as dried bean starch noodles to give it a distinct texture. Once fried, they're topped with a sauce made from white miso bean paste and butter and spicy sesame oil. But how does it taste? Helping us out again is
Karamiso gyoza, wow!
French cuisine expert Jennifer Julian. Jennifer has been teaching French home cooking in Japan. This time, she'll be our gyoza taste tester. So, what does she think?
It is spicy, but not that spicy, I think. It's a spiciness that even Western people can eat, I think, it's not... The inside, the filling is really delicate, I think. Probably they put, I don't know what kind of vegetables they've put inside, but it's a good balance with the outside that is spicy and grilled and crunchy. So it's really a very good balance. Take your time.
She's from the US and is just having a bite of the spicy miso gyoza.
Similar.
Okay.
I think so. It's not too spicy, it's just perfect.
Okay, good.
Oishi.
The spicy kick seems to be the main reason why they're popular. Miyoshi also serves another variation.
This is not gyoza, this is takoyaki.
This is takoyaki gyoza. Takoyaki are round flour balls stuffed with octopus and fried. They're originally from Osaka, but have become a national fast food. Here, they serve a gyoza that contains octopus and resembles takoyaki. Like takoyaki, they're covered in a vegetable-based sauce, mayonnaise, fried tempura batter called agedama, and dried bonito flakes known as katsuobushi.
Okay, let's try and find it. Okay, it has the shape of the gyoza, not the takoyaki, but It tastes so much like takoyaki with the sauce, the mayonnaise, and the katsuobushi. This is really like takoyaki. It's nice.
Next, at number 4. This is a shop that started out as a street vendor 50 years ago. Tetsunabe from Fukuoka Prefecture. Their specialty is Tetsunabe gyoza. The gyoza here are slightly smaller, bite-sized pieces that are popular in Fukuoka. But the main feature is...
ありがとうございます。Oh my god, what is this? Look at this!
Gyoza that's served right on a steel frying pan. Pan-fried gyoza have a crispy skin and are hot all the way inside. By serving them this way, they're guaranteed to be hot when customers bite in. And What about the taste?
Crispy. I think we could say that there is more wrapping than filling, and with this kind of pan, fried pan, typically Japanese, it really gives it a very special taste. I think even Western people love.
The shop also offers a variation on this. This is pan-fried cheese gyoza. Gouda and mozzarella cheese are first melted in the pan, and the gyoza are placed on top.
Oh, wow. This is not gyoza. This is French gyoza, I think. It's really good because the cheese taste goes so well with the crispiness and the grilled taste of the gyoza. It's really a good mariage, I think.
At number 3, Kako from Tokyo. Pot gyoza. These gyoza use Chinese cabbage and onions rather than regular cabbage to give them a crunchier texture. To trap the meat juices inside, they're shaped like a Japanese pot. The slow steam fry is said to be the biggest difference. One bite and the steaming hot meat juices flow out.
Oh, the juice. It's so juicy, and I think they probably put some onion inside, so that also gives some juiciness to the whole thing. Yummy.
The shop also offers another style. These are gyokatsu. The gyoza shown before are sprinkled with breadcrumbs and fried. Pour some sauce on top, and they're ready to eat. Next at number 2. Shikoku Marugame from Kagawa Prefecture. Their specialty: green onion and salt grilled chicken gyoza. These contain chicken rather than the typical pork. We asked them the reason.
なぜ豚じゃないんですか？
ですね、うちのお店が四国の方から来てるんですけども、四国の名産っていうのはすだちなんですね。いろいろ試したんですけども、その中で鶏のもも肉が一番そのすだちと胡椒に合ってる。
Shikoku is known for its citrus, which is said to go well with chicken and green onions. So they came up with these gyoza. They're covered in a sauce with plenty of citrus juice.
Oh, it smells so good. Japanese fruit, the sudachi. Okay, oh,
How is it?
this is really good. It's so light because it's chicken. So the texture is really, it's melting in your mouth. And with the negi, oh my God, it's really a very good balance. And it has, a little bit of a vinegary taste. So it really freshens you.
The light taste is said to be a hit, especially among women.
美味しいです。
They also serve boiled gyoza in a soy sauce-based soup. Light soup gyoza is another popular dish. Naturally, it also contains citrus juice. And finally, the most popular gyoza at the Gyoza Stadium. At number 1,
That's the place number 1, Pao.
Pao's Gyutonpo from Shiga Prefecture. These don't use pork, but top-end Japanese beef from Shiga Prefecture. They contain nearly 3 times more stuffing than typical gyoza. Large, juicy morsels of beef make these a gourmet dumpling.
I can smell the meat inside. I think it's really meaty, this gyoza.
So what does the number 1 gyoza taste like?
Understand why it's number 1? Because they use beef and not pork here. So it's so tasty. And also the garlic. So it makes it even tastier. So it has really a deep taste.
They also serve another upscale gyoza. This is Gorgonzola cheese gyoza. Gyoza containing Aomi beef is topped with Gorgonzola cheese.
Cheese. Let's
They
try
cost
it.
over $2 each.
Wow, that's yummy. Because the meat and the cheese go really well together. And it's not gyoza anymore, it's really Western food, I think, this. Bon appetit.
And so, the top-ranked gyoza was Pao's Gyutonpo from Shiga Prefecture. If you come to Japan and ever have a craving for dumplings, check out the Ikebukuro Gyoza Stadium. You won't be disappointed.
Ota-san, that place is like paradise for gyoza lovers, but was there any in particular that caught your eye?
Well, I want to try that the one with octopus.
Ah, the takoyaki ones.
Right.
I want to try the ones with the cheese, especially the gorgonzola cheese. I wonder how they taste like.
You like cheese?
I love
good.
cheese. Well, but I know that there's a variety of food theme parks in Japan.
That's right. How about take a look at this one? One of the original food theme park is the Shin Yokohama Ramen Museum in Kanagawa Prefecture.
That's where they serve Japanese-style noodles.
That's right. They house 9 different ramen noodle shops, and you can try out the different styles of noodles. They are all found throughout the country.
I know this place is always loved by many people.
It said that about 24 million people have visited the museum since it opened.
Oh, okay.
And the next one is this.
Oh, sushi.
That's right. It's Shimizu Sushi Museum in Shizuoka Prefecture, which has 8 sushi restaurants in all. Every year they got about 450,000 visitors, and the annual sales are said to be nearly $9 million.
So if I get a chance to go there, I don't think I can ever get out of that place. I
You
have to
have to
stay
be
at
there.
least 5 hours.
Right.
But I'm curious as to why theme parks featuring food have become so popular in Japan.
Well, I think the foreign visitors to Japan seems to have an idea that Japan is such a monocultural country, but it is not. I mean, it depends on different location on the districts. They have different food, culture, dialects. So with those shops, you can stay one place and you can enjoy different types of foods at the same time. This kind of stuff seems to be something quite probably unique to Japan.
Well, I'm sure food theme parks will be an enjoyable experience for overseas visitors as well. After the break, we'll introduce you to some popular Japanese documentary programs. Stay tuned.
We've just added a new power shovel, and it's great.
Really? Who makes it?
Kobelco.
Kobelco? Never heard of it.
It's Japanese. And let me tell you, its fuel efficiency is incredible.
Oh,
Kobelco's Power Shovel delivers more while consuming less. Just like my sweetie.
Don't say that.
and powerful too.
The talk of the world. Kobelco.
A habitat for many species threatened by extinction, it also protects local communities from cyclones and mudslides. By protecting nature, we help protect a way of life.
Panasonic is active in tree planting and many other environmental initiatives worldwide. Panasonic. Ideas for life.
The Norin Chukin Bank has a mission to fulfill. We are committed to the advancement of agriculture, fisheries, and forestry in Japan. Backing the network of our people and communities to help and support one another is a source of pride for us. This is our style of banking. We're banking on trusted networks. The Norin Chukin Bank.
How do we build sustainability into our relationship with Mother Earth? That's Kaiteki, Mitsubishi Chemical Holdings.
Suzuki Way of Life.
Just a map and a heart full of courage. Our founders started out with little, but they dared to dream big. Today our reach is global and our resources extensive, but we still have our eyes on the horizon. With courage, reaching out to the world. Mitsui & Company.
The search is on to discover the next creative master of Asia. Japan's leading TV and radio network, TBS, brings to you the Digicon 6 Awards, giving visual artists in Asia an opportunity to create their dreams. Whether it's a short drama, animation, or music video, if it's yours, you may be the next winner of the Digicon 6 Grand Prize. For more details, check out digicon6.com. It's time to create your dreams.
You're watching Channel Japan. In our next segment, we introduce you to some popular documentary programs. Today, it's an episode from Japanese Dream by TBS. The subject is the revival of agriculture.
At first glance, this looks like an ordinary tomato. But in fact, it's not your typical garden-grown variety.
甘いですね。美味しい。ちょっと果物っぽいですね。
It's actually as sweet as a strawberry. The secret is an unconventional growing method. Agriculture is often seen as difficult and unprofitable work. But one man is trying to change that perception. 44-year-old Hirokazu Kiyuchi. With his imagination and energy, he has become a star in the industry, generating annual sales of over $60 million.
I have a dream.
Katori, Chiba Prefecture. This is where Mr. Kiyuchi heads an agricultural group called Wagoen. On a large 200-hectare plot of land, Contract farmers grow 50 types of seasonal produce and flowers. It seems like any other agricultural cooperative in Japan. However, at 34 years old, Takahiko Tomatsuri is half the average age of farmers in Japan. He used to work in construction, but 5 years ago he discovered farming and decided to follow this way of life.
結構みんな若いねメンバーも結構多くてですね生き生きとやってますよね。彼なんかも始めて5年ぐらいですけどもう数千万単位で売り上げてきますんでしっかりしてますよね。
Wagoen currently has 90 contract farmers. Like Mr. Tomatsuri, many of them are in their 20s and 30s. What's surprising is the amount of money they make, about double the average annual sales of farmers in Japan. Some even pull in over $1 million.
農業って変わらなきゃいけないですよね。我々のやってるのは生産事業ですから、そういうところを常に追求していかなきゃいけないですよね。
Agriculture has long been seen as unprofitable and shunned by young people. So how has Mr. Kiyuchi transformed the industry? One reason for Wagoen's success is the taste of its produce. This tomato has attracted wide attention. It has a 12% sugar content, about the same as a strawberry. What's more, it retains a distinct tomato taste. At major supermarkets, they've become a big hit.
消費者が美味しいって言ってくれるものがやっぱり一番売れるわけですよ。原農薬であったり、無農薬であったりとか、頭でものを食べさせるっていうのは、1度や2度は多分通用すると思うんですけども、継続性っていう意味で言えばやっぱ美味しいですよ。
The secret to the sweetness is a cutting-edge growing technology that Mr. Kiyuchi adopted.
この下土はないんですか？
この下はない。ここに肥料があるわけ。
Amazingly, it's a farm with no soil. The seedlings are being grown in a liquid fertilizer. Being used are sheets containing the fertilizer, which is separated from the seedlings by a special film. The roots attempt to absorb the nutrients, but because of this film, they can only take in an extremely small amount. That prevents the tomato from growing to normal size, increasing the sugar content. Mr. Kiyuchi had a carefree childhood as the eldest son of a traditional farming family. But without any goals for the future, his time in high school was turbulent, to say the least. After graduation, he began helping out on the family farm. But
俺は親が農業をやってることを恥ずかしいと思ったわけですね。だから自分の職業だったり、なんていうの、自分の家業、家何仕事やってるのって言われた時に農業やってるって言えなかったですよね、恥ずかしくて。
One day, he was helping his mother thin out the carrot seedlings. Less than an hour into it, Mr. Kiyuchi began complaining. The work was backbreaking. But his mother carried on silently. Later, Mr. Kiyuchi discovered that his family, working 365 days a year, made less than $40,000. His mother only had $25 in spending money every month. But even that paltry sum was spent on her son.
うちのおふくろっ っていうのはずっとこれをしながら俺を育ててくれたんだっていう、なんか頭を殴られたような衝撃を受けましたよね。だから俺はその時にまあ必ずこんなことして俺を育ててくれたんだから、おふくろを自立できるような農業に変えようと、農業界を変えようと。
On this day, Mr. Kiyuchi visits Chiba University. He's here to check on the progress of an experiment on a new growing technique. He wants to apply the method in areas still recovering from the earthquake last year.
これは私たちの夢ですよ。
At this factory, produce is being grown using fluorescent lights. Lettuce seedlings are planted in a liquid fertilizer instead of soil. Growing head lettuce with artificial light was thought impossible, but they've succeeded.
こういうふうに結球させる技術っていうのは世界中で我々しか安定して到達してないはずなんですね。ありとあらゆるですね、自然条件に左右されないんですね。だから例えばこれをですね、そのまま持っていくとですね、砂漠のど真ん中でもこの美味しいレタスができますし、これこそやっぱりですね、農業革命だと。
It's been 5 years since Mr. Kiyuchi took on the challenge. Now he works dreaming of the future and proud of what he does.
木内代表に出会ってから、自分の家族もいろいろと変われたような気がします。これからも子どもたちから見て誇りを持てるような農業で頑張っていきたいと思います。
There was a time when Mr. Kiyuchi turned his back on farming. What do his parents think now?
ひろかず、可愛い子供たちのためにも、またそれこそワゴン園の皆さんのためにも体には十分気をつけて頑張ってください。
日頃忙しくとにかく前に進んでるんだけども、後ろにいっぱい俺の背中を見て支援してくれてる。やっぱり振り返って後ろも、見ながらやっぱり進んでいかないと、それの俺幸せなのかなって今感じましたね。
Ota-san, a tomato that's as sweet as a strawberry, they look delicious.
I'm sure they are. Japanese farm produce is widely regarded as being relatively low in contaminants, as well as tasty. And the demands from overseas is said to be growing. If you will look over here, this is a produce section of a supermarket in Hong Kong. If you look closely, the explanation is written in Japanese.
Yeah, Japanese.
Wagoen, which we saw in the documentary, set up a company called Otento Hong Kong in 2007 and has been selling Japanese-grown tomato, turnips, and other green vegetables to supermarkets and shops in the region.
Oh, so I didn't know that Japanese vegetables had a market in Hong Kong.
They have a market. And this is a farm in Thailand. Since 2008, Wagoen has been advising local farms on how to grow mangoes and bananas using fewer pesticides and chemical fertilizers, as well as other farming techniques. They also provide support in terms of sales. The company says they plan to provide technical assistance to the farms in China and Singapore in the future.
Well, I'm sure the experience of Japanese farmers and their techniques can contribute to the development of agriculture all around the world.
That's right.
After the break, we have an episode from a popular economics programs. Stay tuned.
Mitsubishi Electric is helping to change the environment for the better around the world.
green subway systems in India.
Green air conditioning systems in Singapore.
Echo changes for a greener tomorrow. Mitsubishi Electric.
Traditional.
Consistent.
Precise.
Speedy.
Professional. Innovative.
Polite. Quality from Japan. The best of business in Asia. SMBC. Sumitomo Mitsui Banking Corporation.
Changing emissions from copper refineries into fertilizer. That is where Sumitomo Chemical got its start. For 100 years, we've been delivering the power of chemistry around the world. And we will continue to help make the world a better place for the next 100 years and more.
My parents work at a really great company, which makes cool computers and LCD TVs. Not only that, they build elevators for skyscrapers and zooming fast bullet trains. My mom designs the company's CT scan systems, which spot diseases. My dad develops power generation systems so people will have plenty of electricity. The company where my parents work is Toshiba.
Has anybody finished doing their pictures?
I have.
All around the world, Toshiba technology is hard at work, bringing smarter, faster, more sustainable development to life.
When I grow up, I want to work for people.
For a growing future, Toshiba.
For performance without precedent. Technology meeting the challenge to be better. Mitsubishi Heavy Industries is a leader in aviation technology. Technology that gave birth to the hollow-head engine valve with enhanced cooling characteristics. It's a quantum leap for automobile engine. Our technologies, your tomorrow. Mitsubishi Heavy Industries.
Asia, the engine of the global economy. Japan, a regional powerhouse. And now, direct from Japan, economic news with a global impact in Chinese and English, delivered by Nikkei. Read the future, lead the economy. Nikkei, Japan's leading media for business.
In the next segment, we introduce some popular economics programs. Today, it's an episode from Gachiri Monday by TBS. It's about profitable local governments.
That's right. Japan is made up of 47 prefectures and the major municipalities. In addition, there are about 1,700 smaller administrative units such as towns and the villages, which are referred to as local autonomies. And many of them are struggling financially.
Well, this time we'll be looking at some regions that have succeeded in increasing their revenues despite the difficult economic circumstances. Have a look.
Today in Gachiri Monday, our topic is profitable local autonomies. First up is Takeo in the western part of Saga Prefecture. This small town of 50,000 people doesn't have any big industries. But profitable businesses have popped up one after another. So we head to the local government office.
Hi. どうもおはようございます。どうもおはようございます。
This friendly man is the mayor of Takeo, Keisuke Hiwatashi. He's young and outgoing. His aim is
稼ぐ自治体、儲かる自治体、それによって我々は税収が来るじゃないですか。それを実際稼げない人たちに再投資できるんですよ。それが福祉であり、それが子育て政策なんですよ。
A profitable local autonomy. So how have they succeeded? We were taken inside the office.
市長、あれ何ですか？ Facebook シティ化。かっこいいでしょ。どういうことですか？北京市のホームページ行くと、Facebook が出てくる。
Facebook is a major social networking site where people can share information with others. In August last year, Takeo became the first city in Japan to move their entire website to Facebook. Almost immediately, something big happened.
だからアクセスが今まで月5万だったのが今もうあれですよね、300万越してるから月。
There was another advantage.
もう格段に安くなってますよね。だからただじゃないんですけど200万、前は600万とか800万かかってる年間。
Their expenses dropped to less than a third. Why such a big difference? Building a website from scratch entails design and other fees. In addition, computers are needed to store data, as well as a server. But on Facebook, they can use a general template, so there's no cost. What's more, they can borrow space on Facebook servers for free, so naturally costs are dramatically lower. But that's not the mayor's only money-making idea.
自治体が通販やってんの。通販？通販。
The local government runs its own e-commerce site. Shops and farmers in the area can sell their products directly to customers through the site. One store sells a packaged curry. It is a hugely popular shop in the city. We spoke with the owner, Kazuko Kishikawa.
右肩上がりです。他のところでネット通販してたんですけれど、出店するにあたっての出店料、それから毎月々のお店のお金っていうか何ていうんですか、お金がかからないんですよ。結局は1年間で100万近くかかりました。
それが今は？
何もないです。ゼロです。
The city doesn't charge a fee to sell products on their site. So all the money goes to the seller. But why?
これでこの人たちが売り上げが出ると税金の量も増えるじゃないですか。
That's right. The more money shops and farmers make, the more taxes the city can collect. So there's no need to take a commission. That's understandable. It's been 8 months since the site was launched, and already 50 products are being sold. Annual sales are expected to exceed $100,000.
将来的にはやっぱもう1000品、年商10億。年商10億？いきたいなと思いますね。
The mayor has big dreams. He's aggressively pursuing new money-making ventures. Right now, he's asking private investors to build a certain facility. A library. This is the city library, an impressive structure with 190,000 books. But the number of visitors has been falling. So the mayor set his sights on one particular company.
TSUTAYA を運営しているカルチャーコンビニエンスクラブですね。来年の4月から TSUTAYA さんがここを運営する。
He asked the Culture Convenience Club, which runs a nationwide chain of DVD and book rental shops, to operate the library. So, what changes can a specialist from the private sector bring? First, a library open throughout the year. Closing times will be extended to 9 in the evening from 6. And of course, book rentals will be free. But this seems like it would cost more money. Are you sure it won't?
いや、運営費は他教師が足しますから。それもうちからすると1割以上削減して。
The library operating cost will be the city's responsibility. But since Tsutaya will provide their expertise, they'll be able to cut over $125,000 from the current annual cost of $2 million. And
雑誌とか本とか CD とか DVD の売り場とかレンタル所も作りますから、こっちの方で。
There'll even be a section for CD sales. The opening is planned for next April. If successful, the city and the company will make a profit. Next, in profitable local autonomies, we head to the Oki Islands in the Sea of Japan. About 3 hours by ferry from Shichirui Port in Shimane Prefecture. There's a profitable town this far out? Arriving in Amacho on Nakano Island. We first go see the mayor.
はい、いらっしゃい。あ、どうもご苦労様です。どうもご苦労様です。遠いところ。
Mayor Michio Yamauchi seems quite laid back. But
金がない、制度がない、例がない。だからできないということは絶対これ海士町のこれは役場のこれ禁句になってますので。
He's also quite demanding. He's regarded as a highly capable man who's turned around the town with his unique ideas. Until recently, Amacho faced a shrinking population. 60 years ago, the island was home to 7,000 residents. Now, there are only 2,400 people. What's more, 40% of them are 65 years old and above. Until recently, the future seemed bleak. But about 10 years ago, when Mr. Yamauchi became mayor, the number of young people began to grow. There are now 70 more residents in their 20s and 30s than 7 years ago. What happened?
若い I ターンの皆さんがすごく頑張ってきているということですね。外から島の外から来られた方ですね。
I-turns are unlike so-called U-turns who return to their hometowns. They are people who turn to new pastures to live and work. Trying to get non-islanders to move here seems like an impossible mission. The mayor's strategy rests on one word.
で仕事を作りに来たと言いますかね。
仕事、起業しに来たと。
そうですね。
Entrepreneurship. He began advertising across Japan for people to come to the island to set up a business. And suddenly, young people started showing up. One of them is Masaya Miyazaki, who moved to the island to set up a business 6 years ago.
来るまでは何されてたんですか？こちらに来る前は大学生だったんですね。東京の一橋大だったんですけども、はい。
A graduate of a top university. But why move all the way to this island?
自分でなんか面白そうなことをやっていきたいっていう思いがありました。
The business he started was
ナマコを加工して干しナマコを生産しております。
A company that manufactures dried sea cucumbers. Nakanoshima is known in Japan for this delicacy. But they were processed in small volumes by local inns. Seeing that, Mr. Miyazaki decided to process sea cucumbers collected by local fishermen and ship them to other regions. Sales turned out to be quite good.
1500万から2000万円ちょっとぐらい。
So how much was the processing factory and equipment?
この施設は実は海士町の施設でして。
After hearing Mr. Miyazaki's business plan, the mayor built the factory and rented it out.
たった一人のためだという批判もありましたが、そうじゃなくて、そのことによって地元の漁師さんがですね、今度ナマコを積極的にシーズンいっぱい取り行くようになるんですの。
A successful business would mean more money for local fishermen and more jobs for the islanders. So the entire town threw its weight behind the idea. Every year, the town also recruits people they call product development trainees to turn local specialties into sellable products. They are paid a monthly stipend of about $2,000. Housing is provided for $125 a month. Applications arrive from across the country. The trainees and islanders team up to develop products. One of those is a curry that uses local turban shells rather than the typical meat. It's called Islanders Common Sense Turban Shell Curry. Annual sales are over $120,000. The town's support for I-Turn entrepreneurs has continued to expand. Another entrepreneur is Hiroshi Abe, who set up his business 5 years ago. He designs websites and sells local vegetables over the internet.
来るまではトヨタのエンジニアをしていました。
An engineer with a solid career path, throwing it all away.
都会じゃなくても大企業じゃなくてもちゃんと田舎で幸せに暮らしていけるんだっていう形が一つ、じゃあ仕事を作れるなっていうことを人生かけて実験してる感じですね。
To live free and fulfilled in a natural environment, but also create new businesses. For young people with dreams, this may be the ideal island. The number of energetic youngsters in the town has grown. But there was another big problem: schooling. The town's only high school, where the number of first-year students fell to 28, was on the verge of being closed. Helping to avert that crisis were the I-Turns. Yu Iwamoto arrived on the island 6 years ago.
来るまでは企業でのその人材育成とか組織開発みたいな会社はソニーです。
The former specialist in human resource development came up with the idea of an island study program. A place that lacks basic creature comforts like convenience stores would be ideal for teaching perseverance and initiative. He decided to promote this unique experience to city kids. This year, 23 students from across the country participated. And the school avoided being shut down. The town had another aim.
島にいるとやっぱ学力伸びないんじゃないか、進学できないんじゃないかと。
To improve the learning environment, the town opened its first preparatory school. But what about the teachers?
リクルートの方で人事をやっていました。京大に行っていました。
Instructors with backgrounds comparable to those at major preparatory schools. All of them are I-Turns. 30% of graduates of the local high school now move on to university.
今年はさらに2クラスになったんですね。
I-Turns have been instrumental in helping preserve the school and ensure the future of the island.
So, Ota-san, it seems local governments are implementing a variety of measures to grow their revenues.
That seems to be the case. Naturally, the first thing that these regions focus on as a major source of revenue is tourism. I have some examples here. This is Niseko Mountain Resort Grand Hirafu in Kuchan Township, and the western part of Hokkaido. It's a ski resort that's known for its powder snow.
I've been to that. It's a very nice place.
They are aggressively marketing themselves overseas and have succeeded in attracting many visitors from Australia, China, and other countries. Every year, local hotels are said to accommodate over 20,000 foreign visitors.
So with that many tourists, I'm sure they provide a big boost to local businesses and local economy.
They certainly do. And other way local governments are trying to promote tourism is through characters. Look at them.
Oh, they seem familiar.
Yes. And this is one of them.
Oh, Hikonyan.
That's right. It's called Hikonyan. And it's character designed by Hikone City in Shiga Prefecture. They came out with this in 2007 as part of the 400-year anniversary of the Hikone Castle.
Hikonyan is a very popular character.
That's right. And we have a bunch of Hikonyans in the studio today. These Hikonyan characters has attracted a lot of attention in Japan. And there are now related goods and even events. Local officials say the number of tourists has increased as a result, and the total economic effect of tourism is estimated to be nearly $2 billion.
Oh, so Hikonyan did a very good job
did a
for
great
Hikone
job.
City. Well, that's all for this edition of Channel Japan. We have much more in store for you next week, so don't forget to tune in.
For the glorious future, leading the world in service and technology, from Japan to the world. East Japan Railway Company.
Traditional,
Consistent.
precise,
Speedy.
professional, innovative,
Polite. Quality from Japan. The best of business in Asia. SMBC. Sumitomo Mitsui Banking Corporation.
Hey, look at this. They're building a huge steel plant with Kobelco technology.
Kobelco? Never heard of it.
It's Japanese. They can make iron with incredible speed. What once took 8 hours can be done in just 10 minutes.
Wow, the Japanese are incredible. The country of karate.
Ha! 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 Karate has nothing to do with it.
True.
The talk of the world. Kobelco.
Hát úgy, hogy egy távirányítóval át lehet varázsolni nagy autóvá az autós táskát.
สร้างรถขึ้นมาเพื่อดูดอากาศเสียปล่อยเป็นควันธรรมชาติ
Hát szerintem igen.
How do we build sustainability into our relationship with Mother Earth? That's Kaiteki, Mitsubishi Chemical Holdings.